Hey everyone, Alan here. Glad to see you. I'm here to do the new Windows and Mirrors reading tag. Remember that tag? No? Well, it's only 4 months old. I'm finally getting around to it, but it's a great tag. Pat at Book Chat with Pat tagged me, and then I saw Angelia did the tag too, linked to their videos. And Pat really shouted me out and has over the last year when she mentions Finnegan's Wake. She really gives me a big compliment on bringing her around back to Joyce and that. She's a we. I won't spend time talking about our excellent reading group last summer. 3 months we tackled it. It was great. Rory Reads Anything hosted it. It was spectacular. Anyway, so this is a good tag. It's kind of I'm gonna we'll see how far I go in this tag, but I have a feeling I'm gonna mention some things you might not know about me, and I might explain a lot, as they say. Um, so she mentions a educator, Dr. Rudine Sims Bishop. She goes into how she knows the teacher in that, and that's in the description box below too. I'm gonna get to the prompts. One, talk about a few books that served as mirrors to you, allowing you to see some aspect of your life experience reflected in a meaningful way. So, uh, please refer to their videos because they get into great details about their reading a child. I'm not gonna. I remember my first short story in that as a kid, Five Chinese Brothers, and then I read a lot of Mad magazines, and I still have a fondness for them. I haven't bought any new ones in a while, new to me, but I should since I'm reading Gravity's Rainbow and Need an Escape. But I I was turned on to Castaneda early, like junior high. Now I wasn't the best student. I wasn't the best, like even in high school and even in undergrad at Kent State, really, and even grad school. Um, so I met up. There was a group of us that dropped acid really early. Now I haven't dropped acid since 1986, the year I graduated Kent. So I've done mushrooms. I haven't done any in a few years, but also distinctly remember reading early Breakfast of Champions, and I mentioned that quite a bit here. Who I don't mention much is Tom Robbins, who I read early on. And I reread this with Greg, another Bibliophile Reads. He didn't like it all that much, and I thought he would because it has a dead Jesus in it. Spoiler. But I'd like to reread this year and see if still enamored with it and find it magical and psychedelic and all that. So I might do that. I I took the same English high school teacher for 4 years, but I was a party animal. I read more guitar magazines and rock magazines like Cream, Hit Parader, Rolling Stone, of course. I was reading Hunter S. Thompson early. I read Catcher in the Rye pretty early. Read Naked Lunch early. Read Clockwork Orange early. Um, Second prompt is talk about a couple booktubers whose reading is most like your own? Well, Pat, book chat with Pat. Let me make sure this isn't another. Yeah, this is kind of an answer to 4. Booktubers that tastes are like my own. I go with the attitude if you can turn me on to something new, a new book or anything in life, I'm there. I'm curious and interested in it. So I might skip that. 3, talk about a few books that served as window frames to you, allowing you to see reality of others outside your experience. Boy, I am unprepared for this. I want to say off the top of my head, Bolaño, 2666, or The Savage Detectives, which I read up until the very end and then decided I'm going to start it over. I went along with the audio on this too. It's involved, but I was following along. No annotations. Let's see. Borges for sure. Greg turned me on to Borges. And also fellows at the Codex Cantina, who I'm going to be talking about both these channels and people below. But expanded my horizons. I mean, I always liked... Greg and I are threatening to reread 100 Years of Solitude. I don't think we'll be able to fit it in 2026. I might be able to, but I don't want to save it for a buddy read with them. But I like Latin American poetry a lot too. And there might be Chilean. I forget. But Pablo Neruda. Oh my God. Who else? Lorca. My favorites are slipping me right now. I can almost see Juan Ramirez, I think. God, I'm so... Let me get to prompt 4. Talk about a couple of booktubers channels that have expanded your horizons, helped you to explore books and genres outside your comfort zone, or challenge you in some way. Well, let me continue with Pat. Last year, she turned me on to several Irish novels, new releases like Nesting and Foster, and that Dirt Road one, and how could I forget Leonard and Hungry Paul. And then Greg, see, he turns me on to new things, and then we have the same taste too. And I'm not betting very well for turning him on to new books. The ones I have, well, I think he liked Homeboy by Seth Morgan, but he didn't like Roadside or Shadowram. I have that book, and I have the sequel, The Shadow Mountain, on my shelf. Other one over there, and I think I'm going to be buddy reading The Shadow Mountain this year with Daniela at Uncommon Reader. And who else? Brian at Bookish turns me on. We have similar tastes. Faulkner and August, co-creator with me. And Brian turned me on to this book a few years ago. At Night, All Blood is Black. And by David Diop, I think you pronounce his name, or I'm sure it's not the way you pronounce his name. But it was a 2021 International Booker Prize. I'm going to get to this year, Brian, if you're watching. And fellows at Una and Crypto at the Codex Cantina, I've been friends of theirs for years, and we don't chat too much anymore about basketball like we used to, and that they have 50K subscribers now, so they're busy. Haha. Congratulations, guys. So, tag people, if you're watching, you're tagged. I should have came up with I'm going to start scripting these tags before I do them anymore. But who else? Sonia, an enthusiastic reader. And let's see, I'm thinking who's going to be on the show. Let's see, Justin at Triumphal Reads. Does he even do tags? God, Alan, you're bad. Oh, who else? Trying to think, like, it's hard because Pat tags everybody. Haha. So I'll think of more and tag you in the comments. I'll go look at that. So appreciate you. Thanks.